Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a different video today. I'm on this platform called DataLemur. They have some interesting like SQL practice question. So I've chosen a random question. So we'll go about trying to solve it. So as you see here, this question is basically like this. You have user transaction data. What is the transaction ID? What is the product ID? How much did they spend? And what was the transaction date? Okay, so for example, like this is like the sample data they've given, right? You have transaction ID, product ID, spend, and date of transaction. Okay, now our aim is to get an output like this. Okay, so you year, product ID, current year spend, previous year spend, and year on year rate. Okay, what is year on year rate is they have mentioned here. So you have to basically partition by product ID, current year spend and previous year spend, and see how much the spend increased or decreased, right, compared to previous year. How do we go about this? So first step, like to compare current and previous year and to like partition by product ID, what can we do? So we can say select star, like okay, let me select what they need in the output. Okay, so let me just select transaction ID also, that should be okay. Product ID, okay. Then we need the they need the year, right? So since we have transaction date already, we can extract, right? Like there's a function called extract. You can extract year from transaction date. Yeah, this should be within the brackets. Okay, and I can call it as year, right? Whatever name they need. So I'll put it as YEAR. Then we need the spend. Okay, spend is there. Then they want like previous year spend. How can we do that? So we can do like lag of spend, right? And since they want to partition it at product ID, right, for each product ID they want previous year spend, I can do this, and then order by transaction date, like make it ascending order. So as last spend, okay, something we can give a name for now. So this is already a good first step, I think. Let's run the code and see. Okay, we can scroll down here, and for each product ID you see 2019, of course there's no last spend because that was the first year, there's no lag value. For 2020 spend was 1000, previous year spend was 1500, and that's just the same thing we get here, and so on. Okay, so now that we have done this first step, we can put this in a with clause. I can say with let's say product data, we can give it some arbitrary name as, let me just drag this above. Okay, and now what all we need in the output, we need the year, right? So I'll select year, I'll select product ID, current year spend. So spend is actually current year spend, so I can say spend as current year spend, give the same column name. Previous year spend, it's basically the last spend, right? So last spend as previous year spend, just giving the same name as the output. And then year on year rate, how you will do it, it's very simple, right? So you calculate basically spend minus previous year spend, right? Or like minus last spend, because that's what we had in the data, and you divide it by the current spend to see, actually you divide it by the last spend, right, to see compared to last year, this year did we increase or decrease. Okay, so this will give us a value in like some small number, and then to convert into to percentage we can do 100. Okay, and I can give this a name, year on year rate, from our with class table, which is product data. Okay, let's run code. We have the output. Like, only difference is, you know, like they I think want, so you see up to 2 decimal place, I think. Yeah, it's given here, so we need to round it up. So how do you round it up? You can say round off this whole thing and say comma 2, and then run the code, and now we get 33.35, 24.62. let's compare with the output. 33.35, 24.62, 72.12, right, for 1 2 3 4 2 4. So yeah, that's pretty much it, right? So you found the lag, and then, you know, you did the percentage difference between this year and last year, divide by last year, convert it into percentage by multiplying by 100, then round it to 2 decimal place. So we got the solution. So looks good. Let's see, we can submit and see if it works. So it says accepted. So I guess, yeah, so that's pretty much it, right? Like, simple use of like lag concept to compare like year on year growth rate. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in another video. Till then, take care. Hey guys, hope you are doing good. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another interesting video. This was asked in a Stripe interview as an SQL question. We are asked to find rolling 3-day earnings. Okay, so we are given basically a table like this. So we have the ID of the transaction, ID of the user, amount they spent, and also the date of transaction. Okay, as you notice here, for example, on this date, right, 1st Jan 2022, user ID 525 has made 2 transactions. So one thing to keep in mind is, on the same day, same user can have multiple transactions. So in order to get the total transaction amount for a particular date, we might need to group by transaction date. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing, what they are asking us to do is, they are asking us to output the user ID, transaction date, and the rolling 3-day earnings. Okay, so what is rolling 3-day earnings is, so for example, you have this date, right? So then for that particular date, we would need to find the earnings of the amount spent by user ID 525 for that day and also the previous 2 days. Okay, that is why they are calling it as a 3-day rolling average or 3-day rolling sum in this case. Okay, so if some stuff rings in your head, maybe we can use window functions and remember the concept of rows between preceding and unbounded following, things like that. Maybe something like that we can try to use. So let's see how we are going to proceed with this question. Okay, first step, as I said, we need to find per user ID, per transaction date, what is the total amount they spent, right? Sum of amount, let's say as total amount. Okay, for each user for each date. So that is step number 1. And group by user ID comma transaction date. Okay, this is step number 1. Let's check the spellings. Okay, so for each user ID for each date, we have now the total amount. Okay, now we can put this in a with clause. Let's say with final as. Okay, and now from this final table, I need to show this sample output. So I need to get the user ID. So we have the user ID. Then I need to get the transaction date. We have the transaction date. And then for this total amount, I need to do rolling, right? Rolling 3-day sum. So I can say sum of total amount. Okay, and of course we need it per user ID. So we can partition per user ID. Okay, and we need to order by transaction date, obviously, right? Ascending order. And now comes the tricky part. So we need 3-day rolling. Okay, So normally, if you know, we have used rows between, and here we want that day and 2 previous days. So we could do something like rows between 2 preceding and current row, right? Something like this. Okay, this would work if we wanted to find the rolling sum for the previous 2 rows and the current row. But then in this question we want to find rolling 3-day average or 3-day earnings, like total earnings. So when you have to consider the rolling 3 days, becomes little bit tricky to use rows, because what if the 2 preceding rows do not have the 2 previous dates? What if they have a date which is earlier? Then it becomes a problem, right? So in this case, what we can do, we can use another similar concept. It's called range between, and you can say since we want 2 days, we can say interval like 2 days preceding and current row. Okay, so what this will do is that will find like the previous 2 days data and also the current day data, and it will sum the total amount for the 3 days. Okay, I think we should do like this. The syntax goes something like this with single quotes. Okay, and we can say this as the rolling earnings 3 days. Okay, and from final, right? That was our table, if you remember the CTE. So let's try to run this. Okay, so we get the solution here, and let's try to submit and see. And as you see, it has been accepted. Okay, so small trick here is the range between function, as we want to do rolling 3-day, and we cannot use the rows between, we have to use the range between function. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in another video. Till then, take care. Hey guys, hope you are doing good. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another easy question from the DataLemur platform. I think this was asked like in a Facebook SQL test. So you're given 2 tables here, basically a table called pages, where you have the ID of the page and the name of the page, right? The data can be as simple as this, like ID of the page, name of the page, and so on. And we are given a second table called page underscore likes, which has 3 columns: user ID, page ID, and liked date. So for example, what this data means is user ID 111 liked this particular page 20,001 on a particular date, and so on. Okay, so now we are asked to find all the page IDs which have not got any likes. Okay, and the output should be in ascending order of page IDs. Okay, so for example, in this case they say only one page does not have any likes, but let's see how to approach it. Okay, so what we can do, so obviously pages is the main table, right? So we can select output just needs page ID, so I'll just select page ID from this table. Okay, and then what we can do, so we need to join with the likes table, right? Page likes table, to see which page IDs are missing. So we can say left join page underscore likes, right? That's the name of the table B, of course, on a dot page ID equal to b dot page ID. Okay, and what we can do from the second table, we can count like the number of distinct users who are liking that page. Okay, so I can say, for example, count distinct user ID, and then group by page ID, by a dot page ID, and order by a dot page ID, right? Let's see what we get with this. Let's run code, and so we get like all this. Okay, as you see, so what this means is, for example, 20701 has no distinct users. That means that page was never liked, and same is the case with 32728. Okay, so now to find the pages which have no likes, just need to have a simple condition here, like saying having this count distinct user ID equal to 0, right? That means we know not even a single user liked the page. So now let's run the code. and we get those two pages which have like no distinct uses. So since we want to show only the page ID in the output, I will remove this. Okay, so we will get only those two pages which have no users who have liked anything. So I think this should be good. Let's try to submit and see. And there you go, it's been accepted. So this is the output. So simple question in Facebook, left join, and we just had to count the distinct users and see where the distinct users were 0 for a particular page ID, and we get the answer. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in another video. Till then, take care. Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another DataLemur question. This time it was a question asked, it's an easy question asked by New York Times. Okay, so what they want to do is, like, we are given a table like this, right? Like the ID of the user, the device type, like whether they used a device, tablet or laptop or phone, and like the time they viewed, right? Basically they want to understand viewership data. So obviously there are 3 types of devices: laptop, tablet and phone, through which people can view stuff. As you see here, what they want us to do is, they want us to define mobile as the sum of tablet and phone viewership numbers. Okay, so in this case, for example, we have laptop, like there are 2 views through laptop, right? So laptop views have to be 2, mobile views is 3, because it's basically tablet plus phone, right? That's what they want us to do. If you see the question, define mobile as sum of tablet and phone. Okay, simple question, use of an interesting concept. Let's see how to go about it. So we need to show laptop views as 2 and mobile views as 3, right? Okay, so here we can use like the sum statement in conjunction with case. Okay, so what we can do is, can say sum of case when device type, right? Device type is equal to tablet then we can give 1, like we can count, else 0. Okay, and instead of saying equal to tablet, since we need to combine phone and tablet, we can say case when device type in tablet comma phone, then we count, like then we increment it by 1, else 0. So in this case there will be 1, then 2 and 3, right? So this is nothing but the mobile views. Okay, this is the second column we want to show. So before that, for laptop it's the same. So I can say sum of case when device type equal to laptop, here it's only one category, right? Then 1, else 0, and you should add an end there, an end as you can say laptop views, right? And here also I forgot to add the end, so in the case statement an end must come. So from viewership, I think this should do the job. Let's see. So we are using a case statement and then we are like summing it up, right? So when device type in tablet or phone, take 1, otherwise take 0, and then sum up all those values. Same case for laptop as well. So let us see what we get. Laptop views is 2, mobile views is 3. I think we have got the output. Let me submit and check. It has been accepted. So as you see, powerful use of sum of case statement. I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep this in mind. I'll see you again in another video. Till then, take care. Hey guys, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another DataLemur question. This time it's a medium level question asked by Google, and it's related to odd and even measurements. So let's have a look at the question. They are saying, assume you're given a table containing measurement values obtained from a Google sensor. Okay, and measurements are taken several times within a given day. Write a query to obtain the sum of odd numbered and even numbered measurements on a particular day in 2 different columns. Okay, so for example, I think this is like the sample data. We have measurement ID, and as you see on the same day, right, on I think this is probably 7th October 2022, I think. So we have like 3 measurements as you see, and then on 7th November we have 2 measurements. Okay, I'm just reading this as date, month, year in that format. Okay, so now we have if you see on this day we have 3 measurements, right? So what they are saying is basically the odd measurements should be considered separately, even measurements should be considered separately on that particular day. Okay, and obviously as you see there is a measurement ID. As far as I see it, I think first of all we should order them, right? Like to see which was the first measurement on a day, second measurement on a day, and so on. So let's do select star from measurements as a first step. Okay, so we have this, right? And if you have a look at their output, like what they are showing is on this day, right, on this 7th October, odd sum is 2355, which is nothing but sum of 1109, which is the first measurement, and 1246, which is the third measurement. So sum of all the odd measurements. Okay, so now let's go back here and think how we can tackle this issue. Okay, so here our rank function will come in handy. Okay, so we can say rank, or I mean rank might have repetitions. Let's go with row number and check. Okay, so I'll say row number over, and obviously since there are multiple measurements on any given day, I want to partition by the day. Okay, so I think measurement time is a timestamp, so let's convert it into a date. Okay, and as I said, one more important thing to keep in mind is on each of those days we need to order by measurement ID, right? Only then we will know which was the first, which was the second, which was the third, and so on. So let me do order by measurement ID and give this a name, some row num or something. Okay, so let's run this and see what we get. And now we get row number, right? For like this day 7th October we have 3 measurements. For 7th November I think we have 4 measurements, and so on. Okay, and yeah, 7th December there are 3 measurements. So now what we have to do is, whenever the number is odd we have to sum the measurement value separately. When it is even we have to sum it separately. So for that what can we do? We can put this into our with clause. Let's say with data as, we'll give it a name. Okay, and now we need to as you see in the output, we need to group it at a measurement day level. So I can say select date of measurement time again, and give it a name as measurement day, first step. Okay, and then so how can, just think about it, how can we separate odd and even numbers? One easy way is to find the remainder when we divide by 2, right? So I can say, let me also select maybe let's first select star. I will show you how it works, and let me put case statement. Okay, so I can say case when row num, right, when the remainder is 0, then let's say 1, else 0. So when remainder is 0, this is even measurement, right? 0 as, let's say, even. Okay, just you have to say else. And same way, when we do the same thing for odd, what do we need to do? We can say not equal to, right? And this is odd. So when not equal to 0, we say it's 1. And let me say from data. Let's see what we get. So now if I scroll down, as you see here, so for example row number 1, this is odd number, so even we get 0, odd we get 1. So this is even number, so it's even we get 1, odd we get 0, and so on. Okay, so now what they want us to do is we want to sum the measurement values, right, when it's odd or even. So to do that, what we can do simply is leverage the sum of case statement. Okay, so when row number %2 equal to 0, we know it's an even number. Then what I want to do is I want to sum the measurement value, right? So I can just substitute it. Okay, and in dash I can give, they want us to give a name even sum, so let me say even underscore sum, and for odd it's the same, so I can say sum of case when this, then I want to obviously sum the measurement value, L0 and as odd sum. Okay, and I think they want odd sum to be the second column, so let me just copy that and put it here, right? So first we have odd sum, then we have even sum. Let me remove this, and obviously we want to group at a date level, so I can say date of measurement time as measurement day, from data group by, yeah, basically this, right? We want to group by date, and I think in the end, if you see the output, they're also ordering by date, so let's say order by measurement day itself. Okay, so let's run this code and see what we get. Okay, says there's a syntax error, line 14. Let's see. So okay, I think I put an extra comma here, so let's remove that, and now let's run again. Measurement value. Okay, I think I made a error with the spelling. It's measurement, right, with the E. Let's run again and check. Okay, so we get odd sum 2355, even sum 1662. I think it's pretty similar to this. For 7th November, we get odd sum 2377, even sum 2480. Okay, so this is just a sample example they've given. So I think we are doing good. Let's submit and see. As you see, it has been accepted, right? It's pretty simple question. Like as you see, we got the expected output. So what we did was we just summed odd numbered row numbers for each day, like the measurement value separately, and same thing for even. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the question. I'll see you again in another video. Till then, take care.